Try Something New by Rob Smit. A pleasant summer afternoon, a psychiatrist's office downtown. Pigeons fluttered and cooed on the windowsill, peering in cockeyed through the glass. The room beyond the glass was still, sterile, mildly lit. Diplomas lined the wall, a fern of startling size bobbing its boughs gently on a mild current of air conditioning. Only two people were sitting in the room, specifically Dr. Joanna William and her client, Nicholas. Nicholas was a new patient. He called on the phone a week earlier to arrange an appointment. He was a walk-in, or a phone-in, meaning he had no referral from other physicians. During that call, Dr. William asked him about health coverage, and once the tombstone information was out of the way, she got to the meat of the matter, gently asking Nicholas about his issue. The old man was having problems with laughter, he confided cryptically, and then made peculiar requests regarding their upcoming appointment. Make sure no children are present. Make sure we're alone, he said, and that I don't have to make friendly chit-chat with your receptionist. As requested, she sent Beth on an early lunch, and at noon, Nicholas rapped softly on the office door. She buzzed him in. In person, Nicholas presented as an affable old white man, large and broad-chested, huggable perhaps, but with very sad eyes. He had snow-white hair, a delicate mouth, and a clean-shaven chin. He wore red clothes, although not in the ostentatious way people do when they want to declare their own self-importance. Instead, red for him was lumberjack red, traditional and comforting. He smelled of nature in a pleasant way, like he held the echoes of a campfire sing-song in his pocket. His winter boots were dark, no-nonsense, sensible. Strange that he wears boots even in summertime, Dr. William mused, but then again, people take comfort in all sorts of different things. Her 3 o'clock, John Wellet, discreetly wore baby clothing. In the unusual stillness of an office that had been cleared of other employees and patients, Dr. William teased the details out of the reticent old-timer. So, can you explain a little? What is it about laughter that's bothering you? It's my laugh. He paused. It's painful. Her mental tick list began. Perhaps he's uncomfortable with attention from others, attention drawn by standing out, by speaking up, by laughing out loud. Perhaps some childhood issues, some repression issues. She dug deeper, gently. Painful how? When I laugh, it hurts. What does that mean? Dr. William tapped her pen tip off her white, straight teeth. She tossed out some ideas. Are you uncomfortable with showing people your teeth? The old man shifted in his seat and rubbed a large finger over a bushy white eyebrow as he mulled over the question. Don't think so. Are you embarrassed about your laugh? No. Are you embarrassed about your appearance? Nope, never been. Do I look worried about my appearance to you? He patted his generous roly-poly belly. She smiled. There was a charm and confidence in there somewhere. She wondered if he just needed some affirmation from a pretty woman like herself, some self-confidence boosting exercises. Can you laugh for me, Nicholas? Laugh at what? She picked up an office copy of Reader's Digest. Would you like me to tell you a joke? Okay, but Nicholas began, unsure. Dr. William looked at him. But what, Nicholas? Well, he began, you will be uncomfortable when you hear me laugh. Dr. Williams smiled her best matronly smile. Oh, pish-posh. She flipped through the pages, past recipes, stories of incredible escapes from crashed cars and rushing water, past letters to the editor, jokes. Are you ready? A man walked into a doctor's office, Nicholas groaned, and tells the doctor he can't sleep, she continued. Nicholas looked bemused and extremely uncomfortable all at once. He still wasn't smiling. Usually, people smile unconsciously when corny jokes begin. He must really be holding it in. She kept reading in a low, manly voice. Doctor, I have dreams at night. I dream I'm a teepee. Then I dream I'm a wigwam. And the doctor said, Guess what's your problem? She waited for a beat. You're too tense. Get it? Too tense? Nicholas smirked, smiled lightly with his lips only. Maybe not because the joke was good, but because she was delivering it so earnestly. Then, like a sunrise, his smile, small at first, grew wider and wider. She could see it vibrating inside of him, a trembling. His seat began to vibrate. He let out a quiet chuckle. Maybe it was a trick of the light, but the world shifted in kaleidoscope. The feeling passed. Odd, she reflected, only a little alarmed. Perhaps she had a momentary dizziness. She made a note to check her blood sugar later, once he had left. Still not getting the breakthrough she was hoping for, she smiled and tapped the pages of the magazine once more. Let's try again. This one will get you. Uncomfortable again, he ran a hand through his white hair. She spotted a real cornball and announced, "What's an astronaut's favorite key on the computer?" Again, stoic silence. "The space bar," she mugged, her eyes crossed. This time, Nicholas laughed. "Ha!" She saw the word hanging in the air, flaming neon. "Ha!" Dr. William began to vibrate and tremble, her legs buckling. "Ha!" The world begins to swoop and flicker out of focus. I feel like I've just been poisoned, and the spin set in. Spinning. She flopped weakly on the floor. The tense strings in her back muscles twanged. Then a burst of pain so vicious it made her drool. She cried out. A glass in the light overhead cracked. The pigeons flew, startled. Plaster fell. Somewhere on the street, something crashed loudly. People screamed, and the red lights of emergency vehicles were suddenly everywhere, and she fell. The dam held. They were still in the office. There were no more red lights. Nicholas pulled her back onto her chair. His smile had disappeared. His face poker straight again. "Do you see?" he asked her. "All I want to do is laugh, and I can't." His voice caught. "If I do all this." He crumpled an invisible ball of paper in his fist. Tears welled up in his eyes. By nature, an entirely pragmatic woman, Dr. Joanna William didn't flap. She was as solid and implacable as the hard wood of the windowsill when the outside world was full of flapping pigeons. Even though she never wanted to experience that strange feeling again, nor step into the strange supernatural chasm that awaited below, she knew she had to devise a treatment for this poor old man. They had to continue. Plaster dust floated in the air, casting motes of sunshine. "Ha!" She thought about the word, turning it over and over. It occurred to her. "Well," she suggested, "have you tried saying something else instead?" "Like what?" "How about ho?" His sorrowful eyes flashed, perhaps angry that she was seemingly making light of his situation. "What difference would that make?" he growled. "Just try it," Joanna urged him. A life of disappointment doesn't evaporate in an afternoon. Ice formed over winter doesn't thaw under the first light of spring, but he was the one who had come to her. She reminded him of this and encouraged him to try something new. "Okay," she said, gripping the arms of her chair a little tighter. "Let's try this again." She reached for the Reader's Digest, and they both inwardly cringed, as if she were holding a pressure-sensitive landmine. Plunging ahead, she seized up the book, flipped to a new page, and searched out another cornball, another groaner. Here was one, succinct and irresistible. What did the shark say when he ate a clownfish? Nicholas waited. "That tastes funny." "Ho," Nicholas muttered, muted. He was testing the waters. Dr. William looked around the room. It remained calm, familiar, reassured. The old man tried again. "Ho, ho." Nothing. No blinding pain, no sounds of destruction. The old man's eyes flickered with interest as he considered the new laugh. It's different. It works. My teeth don't show. It's a different facial effort. This could work. He looked at her under his big brows. Dr. Williams suggested, you might also want to try growing some facial hair to conceal your teeth, either a mustache or a beard. My husband did, and it's done quite a lot for his self-esteem. Why, I bet you'd look like Sean Connery. She flattered him, and he received it gratefully. A beard, he mused, feeling both optimistic and hopeful to such a degree that she was completely charmed by the twinkle in his eye. Now that would be a new look for me. Outside, the pigeons preened and danced for each other under a blue, cloudless summer sky. Shortly after, Nicholas walked out of Dr. Williams' office, a spring in his step, the copy of Reader's Digest under his arm. He asked anyone in the street, why did the frog walk to work today? If the person didn't completely ignore him and continue walking, he would deliver the punchline, because his car got towed, and then laugh a booming ho ho ho. Joke after crappy joke, he shouted his laughter joyously, imperiously, and even held onto his belly, which shook a bit. People kept their distance from this overweight but very mirthful individual, and they couldn't help but smile too, as he capered up the street in a northward direction, toward the park, where, under a bow of trees, was his waiting ride, a reindeer-drawn sleigh with a cargo full of toys. Beth, she asked the receptionist. Yes, Dr. William? The 12 o'clock. Nicholas. Oh yes, Nick. What was Nick's last name again? Klaus? Or Klaus? Something like that.